Hello YouTube. Welcome to an introduction on how to take apart your white Xbox 360 console. This console is a really old console. Not fit to the slim. As you can clearly see, the hard drive is external. Now, today I'm going to show you how to take this thing apart step by step. During this video, it will look like I'm pausing because I'm using my phone because I cannot find my camera right now because my goddamn idiot friend hid it somewhere. So, let's get started. First things first, as you can see, I placed the console up on an angle where it can view this way. First things first, you want to do is grab up underneath the hard drive and pull it away from you if the back is facing away from you. Gently lift it off and put it in a safe place. Then, next, take off the faceplate. The faceplate's a little more easier. It just pops right off. Put that in a safe place for you. Now, right here is what you're aiming at. You're mainly aiming at taking apart the disk drive and modding and hot swapping. I'll show you inch by inch on how to do this. Now, let's get started up here. Alright, first things first, you're going to want to lift this back. And if you're only using one hand, try and get something in there to hold that. But I'm going to try and do this as good as possible as I can, because I'm using my phone. Let me see how I can do this. Alright, now, right up here is the main thing that you need to take off first. Now, as you can see, this thing has clips. I'm not even sure if you can see that, but there's clips. You're going to need to gently move your eye along the main tip and gently punch out the sides. Now, to confirm the side's been punched out, you're going to hear a little click. Give me a minute. Done this many times, but this is being stubborn. Now, if you're doing this for the very first time, I recommend you get a tool that's small, like this, but not on a Torx screwdriver. You need something that you can actually get in there and just punch it right out, easily. There we go, now I got it. Then there's a hole back here, at the back. Got that off nice and easy, didn't even have to worry about the other side. Now, as you can see, there's clips right here, and right here. Now, those clips are placed. The first one, you can actually just pull it right off. The next one is here. The back one is here. More like up here, around here. You just got to look in those holes, and you can actually find out the part and where they're at. For the other side, there is a hole right here, and for the final, right underneath the rubber padding. Now, I'm going to show you the other side now. Now, the other side gets a little bit more trickier. The way I got mine, I can just peel it right off. I don't really have to punch them out. I can just pull it right off cleanly. I just got to be careful. But the last one is always stubborn. As you can see, it doesn't come off easily. It's very, very, very stubborn. So, what I'm going to do, sorry you can't exactly see this, I'm trying to find it there, punch right here. If it comes off nice and easy, just punch right here. That's where the main clip is at, on what you need to hit. Now, next thing we need to focus on is the white casing. On getting all this white casing off, so we can actually get to the metal. For this part, you're going to need 2 hands. So, I'm going to be pausing this video. It will look like I'm pausing it. You're going to need 2 hands for this job, because you're going to need to pull apart the case as you punch out those things. Now, the perfect type for this is a little small flathead that's small enough to fit in those little pieces. Alright, now there's clips here, here, oh jeez, I don't want to make my counsel fall over. Now, as I was saying, there's clips here, 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 and here, right near the power supply and the Ethernet input, right near the HDMI. Right now, what I use for my console is the AV cables. I don't use HDMI because the type of TV I have is not compatible. Now, first thing you want to do, stick the thing in there, and you're going to hear a little click right there, and you're going to need to hit here. The thing's kind of getting a little bit of pain, but you're going to need to hit all those clips and pull it apart. Pull the edges away from each other. Now, give me a second while I do that. If you have successfully undone the first side, this is what it'll look like. You gotta punch in these little hole gaps. So you gotta basically punch and pull it away from you. Punch and pull it away from you. These right here are a little more trickier than the others. Alright? Now, give me a second while I take care of this side, and we'll move on. Now, if you've done this side correctly, it'll look like this. Alright? You would want it to look like this. Now, give me a second while I do the other side. Alright. Now that the top is completely undone, this is what it'll look like when the back casing is completely undone. You can just pull it apart and away from the piece. But do not reconnect these back pieces yet. We're just getting started. Now, what you basically got to do, you got to put the console down on an angle like this, where the clips do not reconnect. So you got to basically use your fingernail and another hand to get up underneath these and pry them clean. For me, I'm a little more experienced. I'm able to do this one hand. Now, this one, you basically just push it. See right here? You basically got to push this away from the wall and pull the casing off cleanly. Now, the back might still be kind of stuck, so you got to lift it and pull it towards you. Now, there's that bottom piece. That's the pain in the ass part. It's done. Now, the next thing you want to take care of and take off is your eject button. It comes right off nice and cleanly because it's hooked in by clips right in here. These right here hold the thing together, and that right about there is where the puncher is. Right about here is where the puncher is on what opens up your disc tray. Alright, for this part of the job, you're going to need a Torx screwdriver that has a little star like this. I already got that all taken care of. So you basically unscrew it. Alright. Now, once that's undone, this are the kind of screws you're looking for. Alright? Because there's a screw. There's a screw here. 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 And right here. Now, give me a minute while I undo all these screws, and we'll continue. Alright, now that that's done, you'll see about 6 screws in your stack of screws. I recommend you keep these screws right here in a safe place if you're only going to do this once. For me, I kept these in for a purpose, for video and filming purposes. But most of the time, whenever I take these apart, they do not stick. They do not stay. I always toss them. Now, after that, after all those screws right here, here, and here are undone, you're going to want to flip your console and lift the top right off. Like that. Like so, and you're going to see a nice good old metal plate. As you can see, my phone, it's beautiful, I know. Basically, what you got to do, you got to take it apart. You got to leave the metal casing on and leave all the parts together. For me, I just made it into a nice good old pile so none of them get lost. Alright. Now, right here is your CD drive. And right here is the magnet. The magnet is a twist and lock magnet. Alright. Now, what I've done, I left this sticker on here for filming purposes. But since I'm not using it anymore, I'm just going to peel that right off. Now, basically what you got to do is you got to be careful on these type of things. There's going to be things right here holding it down. Alright? There's going to be things here holding it, and over here holding that down. And if you ever have any problems with your Xbox, and you take this thing, and you take your Xbox apart, and your warranty sticker up on the front of your console, right here was my warranty sticker. I completely just cleanly took that off because my console was already out of warranty. If that warranty sticker is still sealed and your console's off warranty, go ahead, mod it all you want. Now, the type of console I have has more of a smaller gigabyte hard drive. It has more like a 20 gig hard drive. This is the arcade version. Now, to lift it, you're going to need to lift it. And if you're new on this, do not touch those cables right here and here in the back. Just basically lift it towards you and undo these 4 screws using a small Phillips head. Preferably something like this would work. Small Phillips head that can fit onto these screws. What I always do to make sure that they'll fit, I always put it on there, and if I get no looseness or movement off of it, then it's a fit. But for that, I got a little movement off of that, so I'm going to switch to a different bit. Alright, I'm getting a lot of movement out of that, so I'm going to improvise. I'm going to use something like this that can grip onto it more better. And it can make it come right off. Now you're basically twisting the screws cleanly off of the disk drive. Alright, give me a minute while I do this first screw. Alright, now that first screw is out, the screw will look like this. It'll need to go in the way you see it now. It'll need to go in this way. Not this way. This way. Alright. Now give me a minute while I get the rest of these screws off. Alright, now that those are done, you see there's no screws here, 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 and here. Now, you're basically going to need to return your disk drive to its normal position. And then, make sure it's in there correctly, where it's not lifted up like that. You're going to need to make sure it's in there correctly. There we are. Now, with two hands, if you're not experienced like me, you're going to need to pull this up slightly, then pull the back up slightly by pushing on those black pins to pull it apart. And then pull it towards you. Then once it's loosened, just lift it right off. Now, this is the game we're going to be modding today. This is the type of game we will be doing today. As you can see, this was the last game I played before I took apart my console. Alright, this right here is the game we're going to be modding. Grand Theft Auto Episodes from Liberty City, the Ballad of Gay Tony version. Alright. Now, it all depends on your type of modded disc that you have. You can get a type of modded disc that you make yourself, like a Memorex dual layer disc, or you can just simply buy a disc. Right here, my friend, is Premium Evades Scripts V3. These scripts are gamertag checked. Right here, Premium Evades V3. These things are gamertag checked, so be careful. If you do not match the gamertag in your invoice, then it will not work. The mods will not work. And I got those mods from Rockstar Mods. Now, right here, my friend, on what is spinning around is the magnet. As you can see, this piece of metal is holding it. So, you're going to need to use two hands, or one hand if you're experienced, and carefully twist the magnet off. Alright? You're basically twisting the magnet right off by gripping the bottom and the top at the same time and twisting them right off. Now, right there is what you need. That is what you need. This right here is what you need, is the black piece. You have it on here, and this right here is your magnet. The magnet is what holds everything together. From hot swapping to everything else. Now, while you're hot swapping, I'm just going to demonstrate this. Alright. Now, this right here is your main disk on what you're modding. And I'm not going to use my actual Evades script disk. I don't want to ruin it. I don't want to actually get my good modded disk ruined up. Basically, what you're doing, you're basically putting your thumb on the magnet and you're pulling it away. And at the same time, your thumb is underneath. Your middle finger is basically pulling. Right here, I use my main finger to grip the disc and my thumb finger. Now, once I have the disc in my hand, I use my middle finger to keep the magnet in my hand. Then I put this in a safe place. Then, at the same time, using another hand, I put my main disc, that is a modded disc, and it basically spins up. Now, you got to be careful. This right here will be spinning really, really fast. And you got to make sure that you do not touch here when the console's on. It's best not to touch that red light sensor. Right here is your red light laser. Do not want to touch that with your finger, or else you can screw everything up. Alright? Well, ladies and gentlemen, hope you enjoyed that part on how to take apart your console, white console, preferably, and hot swap. Thank you for tuning in to USPD Modding.